What do you mean? He's Artistry, the first one in the house. Co-host of the Ginn Project show, all around badass. Speaking of all around badasses, there's two of them right there. Ashman and Laura. What do you mean? Hey, Laura.
Hey, man.
The one, the only, the most basic mother on the planet. Ashman.
How's it going, dude?
Good, man. Good. I'm wondering, I haven't seen Haley Beth yet. Of course, I just went live like 30 seconds ago. So
yep.
I'm wondering, is she asleep? Is that
be.
Mo? Did Mo come through?
I don't know. I didn't
Money
see.
Mo.
I was looking into your eyes, man. I didn't see.
Gazing into my eyes. Heard that. That's awesome. What's up, Keith? How's it going, man? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Eve, how are you, lady? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Eve, the co-host of the Ginn Project show in clutch situations. we bring her in for game sevens, Super Bowls, things like that. Right on, Eve. Glad to hear it. Ash, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, dude. Just kind of chilling. And I got all my notes ready. I brought my homework for the end of the show.
Yes, you got notes. That's good. We're going to learn something.
I always do.
Yes, lots of surprises last week, Laura.
Yeah. So what do you think? You think she's going to get here?
I think she's asleep.
Yeah.
Trouble, what's up, man? How's it going, Trouble? Good to see you, sir.
Hey,
Trouble is one of those faces we're going to see in the next month or so, if I can work it out. Man, it's good to see you. I'm glad the Talkers is working. I got a message from Ezra saying that they did some upgrades. I'm not sure that's going to benefit the art community on here. However, man, we're going to see how it goes.
Yeah, that's all we can do, right?
It looks like somebody finally decided to show up. What do you think, man? I'm gonna leave that up to you, Ash. If you want to go ahead and let her up, I guess we could let her up. I don't know, man.
What do you think the excuse is?
I'm thinking she was asleep.
All right, we'll see.
Sorry, guys. It was only 3 seconds. But if you got...
Did you just wake up, Haley? I just want a cup of coffee. All right, Haley. 1, 2, 3. Make it happen.
Hi, welcome to the Ginn Project show. My name is Haley Beth, owner of Haley Dot. I'm a diamond dot artist. Tonight we're gonna have the featured artist is not only but Heartless by Winz. Take it away, Ginn.
Thank you, Haley Beth. Somebody please tuck Haley Beth back in bed. My little sister is tired. She needs to rest. Go back to bed, Haley Beth. We'll see you next Monday. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, hey, that's how we do it around here. Every once in a while we got to get a nap in. So, Ash, man, how about if you don't mind, man, tell us what you've had going on, what you've been doing, what you've been up to, and whatever.
All right. I've been basically popping on here whenever I can. I was trying TikTok Studios last night. I was trying that out, seeing how
did it go?
Went. Poorly. I'm not a fan.
Okay.
Not a fan.
I love your honest assessment. He said poorly.
The sound, Laura was like, the sound quality isn't good. I couldn't get my iPad to hook up to it, so there was no art. It was just music and me hanging out. So not really a basic art show. So
I gotta say this, man. I was claiming that I was going to get a few hours of sleep the other night, and I got this notification that you were on. So I did what I often do, and I FYP'd you. And there was a disco ball.
yes.
Some absolutely spectacular disco music was playing. I'm talking about you had the A sides and the B sides. I'm just saying, my brother. And man, I bet that was a good time, man. You had a disco ball. You had did Andy Warhol show up? Diana Ross? Anybody?
He did. Andy Warhol is right here. Nobody knows that, but I have Andy Warhol in my house.
Hey, I heard he was trying to get into your disco show. I heard the ghost of Andy Warhol was trying and failing to get into the Ashman party.
It was a long line. I had the cats, myself, the cats.
Are you gonna be doing any more disco nights?
Oh, probably on the weekends, once in a while, just spin the old disco ball.
Hey, man,
hang out.
Dude, it was great, man.
We're gonna
it was
boogie
great.
oogie.
So, that's what I thought. You know, maybe we could chat about a little bit before the show, before Heartless comes on. Man, I'm looking forward to Heartless being on. Been checking out his work for a while. I like the concept, you know, Heartless, obviously. He's a good dude. He's also, an Ezra recommendation, which doesn't hurt his case any. But it is, hey, there he is right there. There he is right there. So I'm looking forward, you know, I kept trying to come up with a way to describe Heartless. And for me, man, what I've always known of him, whether I knew I was watching him one time and he was painting the rooms in a house, you know, the walls. But Heartless is always on the grind, man. He's a hard worker. He always is trying to improve his craft and get better. And he does a lot of different things. Like you, man. He does music and poetry and writing. He's you know, he's a pretty eclectic fellow. So I think everybody, I think a lot of people on here know him, but I don't know that they've ever had a chance to see him for an hour to where he can just actually have a conversation and kind of talk a little bit about what he's going, where the name came from, you know, what his plans are, all that kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to that. You know, there are some people that really help out this show and help out our lives that never really get mentioned much. And there's a long list of them, but Kim Flutterby is one of those folks. I would encourage folks to go by and support her.
Tap.
Yes. When she is in the live moderating, it is noticeably different. The amount of likes and just the interaction, the way she handles folks in the chat, guests, and that kind of thing. I don't think she gets enough credit. So wherever you are out there, whatever you are doing, Kim Flutterby, we love you, we appreciate you, and you don't get nearly enough credit. I would also like to point out folks like Freak Morbidity. Dude's got a great sense of humor, always comes through and supports us. So at any rate, there's lots of folks out there, but I thought maybe we'd try to throw those couple people under the bus today.
And Freak's a great poet too. I mean, he does great. He's a wordsmith, man. He's awesome, and he's always got a good joke when he's in the chat. So he's great to hang out with.
He's always good for a dad joke.
Exactly. And to go back to what you were talking about earlier, the fact that we get to spend an hour with the people on here. Normally we have interaction with the chat or something like that. So getting to actually hang out with them for an hour and learn more about them, and they become more intricate as we talk to them, as people. And it's great. We actually have you to thank for it, but I help out. I'm all right.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I'm all right.
You do something. Yes, man. That's the thing. That's the cool thing, though. So I would encourage folks to encourage other artists to to support the show and to put forth recommendations. Hit us up at the email address and drop some names in there that you would like to see on. The more we hear someone's name, the faster it moves them up the list. So it really does matter. The feedback from folks in the audience really does matter. So, and just supporting other artists. That's what the show is about. I mean, it's entirely wrapped around the educational stuff on it is meant to help artists improve their game. The panel discussions, all of that kind of stuff is meant to talk about the business side of art, or actually the art side of art. So, the more that artists themselves kind of latch onto that and run with it, the more artists we can put in front of them, so to speak, if that makes sense. So,
oh yeah,
I think this community is amazing. We talk about it every week. That's what keeps us coming back. But there are a lot of unsung members of the community, a lot of people that just quietly do their work. I mean, Laura has been helping us out for, I don't know, a year plus. Severed art in the house,
hey,
man.
Severed.
Look at that. Hey, Severed, how are you doing, sis? Good to see you, Severed. Good to see you. But, Laura, how long was she on the grind helping us out? Never got credit. Nobody, she's still behind the scenes. She handles all of the response stuff and all of the, keeping the emails organized and all of that. Hey, Severed, good to see you, sis. So it's a whole team, and I really don't, we talk about that a lot, but it doesn't seem to me that it really registers with folks that it really is a community project.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And you have Eve down in the basement saying, that's her quietly doing her business. Being quiet.
Does Eve do anything quietly?
No. See, but we have Laura in there, and she handles a lot of things like, in my lives as well, and she's amazing. Just fantastic. She's always all over anything that's going on in the chat, and I don't know if I could do my lives without her or Flutterby or Spurs. The Spurs is another one that Spurs is a powerful force.
Let's see, how are you doing, man? Yes, Spurs brings the boots too.
Yep.
Laura will cut you with that pin. Spurs will just put that boot and
break it off.
I love it. Yes. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit too, Heartless. Spurs has done embroidery patches for all of the artists involved in building the guitars. All the ones that have lines of guitars, the people behind the scenes that are working on them. And that is amazing. She's also working with her daughter to develop the guitar strap. Her daughter plays, so she makes one, gives it to her, try it out, see how it makes adjustments. And but the guitars will come with the strap that have the patches of the artists involved in it. I think that's so cool.
That's really amazing.
We've also been talking about doing some other type Ginn project show stuff like so next week we're gonna have another panel discussion, for example, and then we'll bring you a couple more guests. Like I said, I know that we want to get Trouble in the mix.
Oh yeah.
There's been a couple other names put forward. Kira's got somebody as well. So it should be some good guests coming up. I think be some good panel discussions coming up. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to what's coming too. Because part of that is a reoccurring segment that you're doing on here. The next installment of which is tonight. Do you mind to give us a little teaser of what you're going to be talking about tonight?
What he's talking about is Ashman's basics, and what I do every night on the Ginn project at the end of the show, like the 10 to 15 minutes, depending, is talk about something in the art field. And tonight is going to be about where to begin. So it's not just about a blank canvas and staring at it and where do I start. It's also for the beginning artists, so that they understand what supplies, that sort of thing. Not to be scared, how to start, basically. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight, and hopefully you guys tune in for the end and hang out with us, because we're going to banter afterwards too.
Little playful banter. Shine Dog, what's up? I didn't call you Sea Dog this time for the first time in like the last 10 tries. And we got another TikTok celebrity in the house. That would be Bob Not So Ross.
There you go.
Everybody knows Bob. He hangs out in the daytime with folks like Danielle and Karma and others. A bunch of great, they're day walkers, but we still love them. They're good people. They're day walkers, but they're good people. We still love them. But Bob, see, he's able to walk in both realms. He can walk in the day walker realm and in the night walker realm. So
he doesn't.
Another example, though, another dude that's very supportive of the art community. I've seen him do so many pieces of art and do things, for various philanthropy projects. Man, just solid dude. That's one of the ways that I met Bob. He was helping out. He was donating art for a project.
That's cool.
Yeah. Another person we were going to shout out was our buddy Rick the Muse, man. You had an interview the other day, Friday, I believe it was Friday, on Rick's show. And we love you back, Bob. He was kind enough or crazy enough, I'm not sure. He brought me up for a minute, and I stepped over your interview.
I bribed him. I said, bring that dude up. He can now afford a large cup of coffee.
Yes. A large? You spoke for a large?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. You all right, dude. You all right. But yeah, that was a great interview, man. And folks learned some things about you they may not have known, that you were in the music industry for a while. You also do voiceover work. You do puppetry work. They didn't know that you had written books. So you dropped some knowledge on the Rick world over there, man.
Well, I believe you did. I
might have told on you a little bit.
I was quiet about it.
I might have been over there
bragging on me, and I'm like turning brighter red.
I might have been over there bragging on my buddy a little bit, man. I might have been. I'll admit it. But yeah, man, that was a great interview. Is there any way? Does he re-air those at all or anything? Or?
I don't think he does.
Right on.
So it was a one-shot deal, and if you're there, you're there.
Next time you get a chance to catch an Ashman interview, though, I highly recommend it. Maybe we'll have to interview on the Ginn project sometime.
I don't know. Could they find that somewhere?
They might be able to just rerun the reel.
They might be able to find that somewhere.
I don't know, man. We might have added a couple gray hairs to the beard since then.
Really?
Might have added a couple.
Just a couple.
Just a couple.
Just right here.
There is one on the YT. Right on. Yeah. Hey, Grat, what is going on? Speaking of another amazing member of the community there. So, Ash Man, look, every week we do a show. We try to highlight artists or of some realm or the other. We try to, the way that we do that is we take into account people who have put forward names. That usually moves them up the list quickly. There is a long list. I mean, we've been doing this for over 2 years now. So there's over 2 years worth of people who have said they want to be on. So the way we're able to prioritize people is by recommendations. So if you're out there and you're interested, make sure that you send something to the Ginn Project official. Laura will see it, and that will absolutely help folks move up the list. The artists we have, the ones we have coming up, Heartless, people shouting out for him, got him on here quicker. He's been waiting for a year or something like that. Trouble, same deal. You know, folks advocating for Trouble moved him up the list. Well past some people that have been on the list for almost 2 years. So the more people's names come up, the more likely it is that they end up on the show. So, but part of the reason for doing that is to encourage artists to simply support each other in small ways and large. So a small way that you can support other artists is send us their name and give us a little description of, you know, why you think they would benefit from the show. Yeah, MC, there are a lot. There are a lot. I think I'd like the folks, you know, in the art community to be able to have a little say in.
That would be cool.
I mean that. Hey, Lisa. I mean that's how we've always done it. It's always been recommendations from people inside the Ginn Project, which would be like Ezra or Ashman or Laura, somebody like that, Rachel. Or just putting their own name forward, saying, hey, I'd like to be on the show. But if you put your own name forward and nobody knows who you are and nobody ever shouts you out, it probably takes a lot longer for anybody to ever, you know, kind of get to that point. So, anyway, that's kind of how it works. So send your friends' names. If there's somebody that has been on that you'd like to see again, we got some people we're gonna have to go to the thrift store and get some jackets for or something because they've been on a few times.
Well, one just came in, man. I thought MC would be fun to interview again because he's been doing some amazing stuff lately.
Yeah. MC is definitely on the short list to get him. I don't know if we can get MC in again.
I know.
That's like catching a whale, man. Like that's a big fish, man. We might better be in a smaller. He's a big fish in a big pond. We just over here in a little pond.
We're trying. we're struggling, but we got it.
Yes, McD is on fire. He is right on, Laura. Right on. Well, Laura, make sure you send yourself an email, a reminder of it.
Yeah.
But yes, here in the next couple months, it would be great to see if we could get our friend MC to make another appearance, come on and talk about this madness that he's been doing lately. I don't know what it is.
I heard something about him making a new brush. Like he's put in something to make a new brush. Isn't that cool? Like to have his own art brush. Like he found somebody that might make it.
Wow.
So that would be cool.
Wow, that is cool. You mean an MC brush?
That would be neat, wouldn't it? I'd buy one.
I'm not even a painter, and I might have to order one of those.
You gotta get one.
I'll put it in that kit I got from Eve. I'll look like a painter then if I got one, a McBrush. A McBrush.
McBrush. That's
awesome. I love it.
I'm painting it.
Oh man, did we just get sued for $2 million?
Probably. There's going to be a clown letter to us.
Hey, Chad. What's up, man? Happy Accidents by Chad. Another amazing artist right there.
Oh,
Thanks
yeah.
for stopping through.
He's
Good
great.
to see you, man. Another fantastic artist. So if you know any artists out there, like Happy Accidents by Chad, that you'd like to put their names forward to be on the show, please do so. It's the Ginn Project Official at that Gmail place. And the more times someone's name gets brought up, the faster it moves up that long list of people that would like to be on. So anyway, if you got somebody that inspires you, take the time, send a little email out, let us know. Ash, am I missing on any of the announcements on the front end of things?
I think the other thing is people should know that Dr. Lingus has his own interview over there on the Y Tubies. So go check that out.
I
can't believe he let me do that.
I
can't believe he let me do
Can I
that.
also point out, okay, Dr. Lingus was one of the most highly watched and rated shows, the show itself and afterwards, the watches afterwards. You might have had a small part in that, Ash. So may I also point out that Laura did a post over on the YTubes, and it was when you took over the Ginn Project show a couple weeks ago, and that post has almost 2,000 views.
That's incredible.
That's more views than all of the posts I've put on there in the however many years I've been using it combined. And it's Ashman's pretty face. I knew it. Look, y'all. So, we're kicking around concepts for some stuff kind of like this. This is my friend Kevin Perkins. He does a podcast with his son called Go Home Heat. They're into wrestling. It's a wrestling thing. When they had the shirts made, they actually had the Ginn Project put on the sleeve. This shirt was from some years ago. He's still Kevin now interviews baseball players and folks like that. Amazing guy. We're from the same hometown. He still lives on the street my daddy grew up on.
Oh wow.
So yeah, we go way back. So wherever you are out there, Kevin Perkins, I love you, brother. Keep doing good work, sir. Anyway, where was I going, Ash? I was going somewhere important, I think. Oh, I know, Heartless. And I would just like to say the man that we are about to put on here is handsome. And ladies, he might be single. This is not a dating site, but we're going to ask him. It occurred to me to find out because, looking through his page, you can't help but see some pictures of the guy. And I've talked to him a few times. I've been live with him. I know what he. So we're going to find out, right? We're going to ask the hard-hitting questions first.
Nice.
Heartless, are you single? If y'all could, please send Mr. Heartless up. And Heartless has been working on a project recently related to skateboards. And you know how we're doing guitars, and some of the guitars that we're doing are a full-scale, real-life guitar. And then some of them are like these little mock-ups that we're going to do that are reminiscent, that are like an homage to the original. Well, Heartless is doing skateboards. He's doing skateboards that are actually boards you can ride. And he's also doing skateboards that are more like, kind of like the guitar charcuterie boards that Severed's doing, that kind of thing. Let me see here. Heartless, he raised his hand. Let me grab him here. See if we can. His guest.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, here we go.
Hey, what's going on? You can hear me?
Yeah, there he is. What's going on, Heartless? How are you, man?
Hey, I'm doing good. Give me 1 second to turn on this camera.
Yes, sir. So before he turns his camera on, like I was saying, Heartless, we just gonna embarrass him right out of the gates, man.
All right, man. Let me hit this camera.
No worries, man. That's what we do in this part. Hanging out with Maddie Pace until oh man, I'm gonna have to get in touch with Maddie. That's probably why she slept through her job today. Heartless, how are you, sir?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this with you and Ash in the same screen, man. So let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way. Heartless, good to talk to you. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for coming on the show. Will you please tell us, are you single, my friend?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know how, Heartless. I do not know how, man. Handsome fellow, makes incredible art, has a great attitude. Come on, man.
I'm just grateful, man. Thank you, man. I'm glad to be here on the show. And how you doing, Ash?
Good, man. How about yourself?
Good to see you, man. I'm doing good.
Nice.
Hey, man, it was your picture that made that post go viral, man. So
He's right.
Bravo.
I don't know about that.
Hey, you got Lenny in here. Len's creative. Good to see you, Lenny.
Welcome in, y'all.
So, man, Heartless, I've known of you. We've chatted back and forth like in a chat of a live or something here and there over time. I dig your work. I remember seeing you. I remember seeing you one time painting the inside of the inside rooms of a house like a. Man, it was cool. It was like a whole storyline you had going. All different kinds of types of things going on, all the way to obviously the hearts that you do. But you also, man, you do music and you write and you produce and you rap and you, I mean, there's a lot to you, man. There's a lot more under the surface than people just see, in the little bit of time they get with you, where they might see you pop up in a live or something. So I'm hoping to get down there a little bit more to that man behind things. What makes him tick? What makes him do this amazing art that he does and come up with these concepts that you come up with? I know that a lot of folks in the community think a lot of you, man. So thanks again for being here. Welcome to the Ginn Project Show. Finally, good to have you on, man. And thanks for being here.
Man, thank you, bro. It's been a long time coming, man. So I'm just glad to be here on the show finally, and let's go to it, man.
Let's get it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, so your story starts in our conversation that we had around 5 years old.
Yeah.
Let's start there. Just kind of tell us a little bit about how you came into the world and how you came into the art world, so to speak.
For sure. So everybody, the name is Mr. Winz, aka Heartless. A lot of people know me as Heartless. My art journey started at about 5. Art came natural to me. I'm self-taught, so I would just continue to draw little hearts, little shapes and stuff like that. But I was really into Looney Tunes, and I had this. Thank you. I had this VHS, and the VHS had I think it was Porky the Pig, right? So one day I went ahead and I drew the picture, and I showed it to my stepfather at the time, and thank you. Yeah, I showed it to my stepfather at the time, and I was really looking for instant gratification at that time, but he didn't give me that response when I showed it to him. I was looking for like a cheer or like some kind of big energy, but I didn't quite get that. So what he did was he took the picture and he told me, man, I know you could do better. So he challenged me to go ahead and do better. So I went to go get my picture back, and he was like, "No, I'm keeping this." I'm like, I got robbed.
And that was, and to be clear, that was your stepfather.
Yeah, that was my stepfather. So that was my stepfather. So he took that, and he challenged me to go ahead and try again, and he said I could do better. So I went ahead and did that. Seen him the next day, and showed him again, and he kind of gave me the same response. I was like, "Ain't no way, man!" So we kind of kept the same process up for about a month. And I'm like, today he gonna like this, right, for sure. But he just kept on. So about, like I said, a month in, finally one day was like, man, I really like this one right here. Kind of gave me the affirmation I was looking for. And when I went to walk off, he had me come back, and he spread out all of the papers, all of the images that I did across the month. And he asked me if I noticed anything. So kind of just pointed out that, yeah, I got better, but I got better over time, practicing that same thing. And what he was trying to teach me was I could do anything I put my mind to, and kind of do it in a practical way. So ever since then, I mean, I have other influences as far as like, my parents, other things within the world. But I think that moment there at a young age is what kind of tweaked something in me to say, I could really just keep on trying to, I could really do this art, but also that process of teaching myself was a really good process for me. So I kept at it, and that's what kind of started my art journey.
And the teacher in me loves that story too, because in a lot of ways he taught you that you could improve. And in my experience, a lot of the times folks aren't taught that. Like, no one ever takes the time to teach them that you can improve, and that's a good thing. That's what's supposed to happen. Like, you know what I mean? It seems like such a simple lesson, but at 5 or 6 years old, man, what wisdom to drop on it. That was, it was tough to go through probably, but yes, man, that's a beautiful story, man.
It definitely sucked. I'm glad that I took from it. Even when I did get to the end and I got the affirmation, the whole, still kind of looking back, I'm like, man, this guy for real, man. Took like a whole month.
Yeah.
But I kind of go through some of that now, like with different projects I work on, where I challenge myself, and I'm like, I really don't know how to do this, or I might even accept a commission and kind of work my way through that, So yeah, it encourages me to take on the challenges and not run away from them.
So you started out. I would like to point out that I also am a forger, Heartless. You were forging Looney Tune VHS tapes as a young child. As an adult, I forge Ashman artwork. That's what I do. I also am a forger. So at 5 years old, look, Mo is in the chat. Are you familiar with Monique, the airbrush artist, Monique?
She has something in the chat so I can see her.
She is absolutely spectacular. She kicks it a lot with Flex and Eric, the airbrush artist. But she has been a guest on the show, and we tease with her. She told us a story about accidentally walking out of the vault of the Bank of New York with about $9 million in a bag. And they stopped her. So we call her Big Money. And now when I tell the story, it was definitely $189 million.
Exactly.
So you started out at a young age. Your stepfather kind of in his own way encouraged you. You mentioned that you were self-taught, but the quote that I got from you yesterday when we were talking about that incident, I guess we'll call it an incident, a month-long incident, is that when you put your mind to something, you can get better. That's what you learned from it. That's what you mentioned that that you took one of the main things that you took from that experience.
Yeah.
And that proves prophetic, right? Because take us to the next step. Okay, so you're drawing. You started out drawing, stuff for your stepfather. You mentioned the kids in your class would always want you to do the Valentine's cards and stuff like that.
Yeah. So that's an interesting story. So I started with the Looney Tunes and different cartoons that I watched at that time. Cartoon Network and WB11 at that time. Nickelodeon. But yeah, I started kind of sketching those and playing around with that. But when I would go to school, in school back in the days, we used to write. We didn't have phones. We wasn't, at a young age, we're not on the phone anyway. But we would send these little notes to girls, like, if you like me, hit yes or no, check marks.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was the guy that would be drawing the hearts on these little notes, because people would see, like, hey, this guy's an artist, so this guy knows how to do the hearts pretty good. So I started off kind of with those little hearts and little notes around the class, and whenever there was art projects in school, people would ask for my help. But mainly around Valentine's Day is when I would get the most, requests or most attention, because everybody wants a heart in Valentine's. So at that time, in class we would make cards for our Valentines, in elementary and stuff like that. And I would have a line of people that just be like, I'm gonna just wait on Kev, and they would go ahead and wait and do their hearts for them. And that's kind of where that niche was introduced to me of this heart concept. So yeah, it was a lot of hearts. A lot of hearts. Oh man, I started putting my heart into my art at a young age.
Right.
Right.
So, well, tell us about that, man. By the way, before we go too far, please give us your how do folks get in touch with you if they you do commissions,
Yeah.
Or you do take commissions. Let the folks know how to get in touch with you, and then we'll have this information, as always, added to the link tree when we're doing flow states. We'll be able to shout it out and all that. But we're going to ask this a few times tonight. So
Yeah, definitely. So my handle right here at Heartlessbywinz is where you can find me anywhere. If you type that in Google, most of my platforms will pop up. I'm on YT, FB, IG. Gmail, but yeah, you can find that, and I also have a WhatsApp business line, and you can actually find that on my page. If you go to my page right now, you can see that there. And
give them that number, man. Go ahead and give them that number. The worst thing they're going to do is give us a restriction, and we stay on restriction, man. That ain't no thing.
That's funny.
Ezra, maybe Heartless, you could call Ezra for me this time.
There you go.
I'm teasing, man.
So, but yeah, and anybody who is not,
Hey, sweetie,
who's physically here can hit my page, and they'll be able to see this number in my bio here. But if you're trying to get in contact with me, that number is 470-778-7617, and that's my business WhatsApp line. And I also type that in the chat too, and maybe I don't know.
Right on. And Mo is in here, man. Mo's in here. That's who I was referring to. If you don't know Mo, man, give her a follow. She's a dope lady, man. She's incredible. Chipster, Freak, Sweaty Palms, another fantastic artist. What is up, Sweaty? How's it going? Another guest on the Ginn Project show. Freak, we were talking about you earlier tonight too, man. Were your ears burning, Freak? Chipster.
And I just added to the chat right there.
Gotcha. All bad, I hope. Freak. Uh-oh, did it filter it? All right, even if it did, that number is 470-778-7617. Give me a restriction. I don't give a shit.
Hey, but look, it's in my bio. So if you hit my page, it's in my bio. So yeah.
Right on. The opinions expressed here are not held by Heartless or Ashman. They are mine alone. So, man, you started out as a young guy, then you're doing hearts and other kind of stuff for the other kids in school. Take us from there. High school years and beyond.
So I started doing those hearts. For me at that time, art was a way for me to have a voice without speaking. I wasn't the most vocal person at a very young age. I was kind of timid, kind of like on the fence. I don't really know what I want to do quite yet. So it was my voice. It was my way to express myself. It was what I was comfortable with. I didn't need to be like connected to people to do it. I could kind of be in my own zone and get my thoughts out. So that's where it started with me going in that direction. And as I got into junior high school, I started to rap and freestyle, and that was another form of expression. That was me kind of starting to hit puberty and hit that teenage years where I'm around different people and having different type of experiences. So that opened me up to being a lot more vocal. Now I'm being more social, and that form of expression was freestyling, rapping, and also starting to play music as well. Another form of expression there as well. So I got into playing the piano, the drums. I really always wanted to play guitar. Like, it's funny that you all make these guitars. I love the sound of a guitar, but I have never played. So I would love to get a guitar. I'd be hint. Okay.
Heard that.
I'm putting that on my invisible wish list right now. But no, I love music, and for me, music is something that I kind of use to help me create. It's kind of like co-creating, with certain sounds that I would connect with, and that's kind of how I started. That's kind of how my art transitioned throughout the years from junior high school into high school, and when I got into high school, I started to get into just being a teen, being a teen hit, and
right.
Art wasn't as I wasn't as interested in me creating art at that time, but I was always interested in art in general. So I kind of stepped back a little bit in my later teen years and started to, stretch my legs and live life a little bit.
I understand.
Yeah.
But I want to say, but I was always doing art no matter what. If I couldn't do visual art by drawing a painting or something like that, then I would do music. I would make voice notes. I would write notes to myself and keep all those. So I was always trying to figure out a way to express myself. And when I got to about 25, I want to say, I started to take it seriously. I've had clothing lines in the past and been connected as a business partner with a clothing line in the past. So that's what kind of started to make me take art more seriously. That's when I was like, you know what, I need to really do something about this art. And it was a real good hobby of mine, but I started to really look at it as something I could turn into something real. So that was kind of where the gears changed. When I started art, I was doing pencil work until I was in my mid-20s. I didn't like to use colors, so I didn't use any color pencils, crayons. I mean, very, very extremely rare that I use any kind of colors. I was black and white pencil until I got into my 20s, and yeah, I think it's because I was a little scared, a little complacent. So that's when I started challenging myself to step out a little bit.
Man, well, the challenging yourself works. Because, like I said, man, the grind. You've been on the grind, man. You put the work in. You definitely. You know, you. I think these are tied together, so I don't want to step on the answer to this question. So I'll save the other part just in case. But talk to us a little bit about the name. You know, we talked about the kids in school and wanting you to duplicate hearts and all of that, but you and I talked about emotion in your artwork. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you got the name Heartless and
So yeah, this is it's a packed answer. My name is a few different things combined, you know. So let me backtrack a little bit so I could build up to it, right?
all right.
Going back to being a child making these heart images. After a while, I started to really look into heart, you know, the heart, look into the word love, and I found, at least at that age, and my understanding was like the image of love and the word love, and you know, everything associated. A lot of the things that I found at that time didn't line up, and I was real confused. I had like a unanswered question going on in my brain at that time, and I wanted to figure out why certain things didn't mean what they either said or what they looked like. You know, like there were like hidden meanings behind certain things, right? Anyway, Valentine's Day, I'm making these cards, and it's a lot of ideas that come up around Valentine's Day. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. There's concepts of people breaking up right before Valentine's Day and getting back together a week later just to avoid a card or avoid a gift.
Yeah.
You know those guys.
Facts.
And then I mean, that's just one piece, but people think that they can buy love too. That's another concept or another idea, you know. And they would use days like Valentine's Day to take advantage of, in a sense, right? But anyway, I'm drawing these hearts for these people, and so many different things I was thinking about at that time, and I thought to myself, you know, I thought about Cupid, the arrow going into the heart, and I'm like, man, you know, I wonder what would happen if you stuck that arrow through a random heart today. You know, probably sure they'd be a nice day or a nice decade to come. But you know, anything that goes through the heart would cause unaliving. You know, so that concept at a young age was like, why would that be associated with this? You know, why would these two things? It just wasn't making sense. And then I had the task of drawing the image for the people to illustrate what they believed in, and I didn't believe in what I was creating at that time. So that challenge that came up in me kind of brought me into the space of, you know what, I want to create hearts that mean what they say or mean what they visually look like, you know. And if it's a good thing that they mean, then have it look good and be good. And if it's something negative that was associated, then have it look negative and be negative. But have it be, you know, have it, you know, be aligned and not be something that's, you know, visually confusing. So that's where the idea started. And then also, you know, going back to that Cupid heart. I don't know how much y'all are into, you know, that, you know, but I want to say that it challenged me to create things that had substance, right? The images that had substance, and I still make some playful art just because I'm a kid on the inside, and I just love to have fun with colors and art overall. But I wanted to make pictures and images that meant something. I want to make art that's felt, you know. And the first image that I created with the Heartless concept was instead of doing a arrow going through the heart for Valentine's Day, I started to do a arrow that went downward through the heart, and on the other side of the arrow, instead of it being a pointed tip, it was a rose that was bleeding. You know, the heart was bleeding onto the rose, and the rose was dripping down. But that image, it was a broken heart, and there was a bandage going through the heart, and it's real abstract. But that image, the name of that image was called Love Hurts. And when you look at the image, it says Love Hurts. The image speaks that, and then, you know, everything lined up. So moving a little forward, Heartless, the name is also a heart and a greater and less than sign on the outside. So the name is visually the same as what it means, you know, the logo of what I'm standing for. Also, I put my heart into my art, and most of my images are heart-based images, or there's a Heartless logo inside a lot of my images, even if they're hidden within. So that's the compact answer. There's a little more to it, but that's the gist. And also, like, when people hear the name Heartless, when you hear the word Heartless, you're like, you know, man, I don't want nothing to do with that. Like, that's probably something really negative. You know, I don't want to associate it with something that's heartless. But then you take a look and you give it a second look, or you kind of look into it, you find that, you know, no, it's just me putting my heart into my art, and, you know, doing all that I do behind me, and all that y'all know that I do, you know. And I think that my name is also a conversation starter. So it kind of sifts people out. The people that look at my name off back and just are like, oh, it turned off. I'm able to kind of put them in a little category and be like, okay, I'm gonna maybe deal with these people like this a little, and, you know, cater a bit different to how I approach them. But it helps me in so many ways having this name, and it's hard to forget, man. Heartless is like, because this whole process goes on in the brain when you think of the name, it's a bit hard to forget. You might forget my face first, but you might not forget the name.
Right.
That was the guy Heartless, man. I don't know what that was all about. So I tried to pack all that into a name, and the Bywinz is because my last name is Edwin. So Heartlessbywinz. You know.
And here's the thing, man. It takes a certain kind of heart to do that grinding thing that I was talking about, but also the way people speak on you. You obviously make an impact on them. They're, like I was saying earlier, the reason you're on the show is because people advocated for you to be on the show. I like you. I wanted you on the show too. Yeah. But you know, in particular, folks like Ezra, specifically reaching out. Bro. Nobody likes that, dude. But my experience with you has always been that you were kind and thoughtful, and that you were considerate of your compatriots, of the people around you. And the art, obviously, that you do is meant to touch folks. And the good thing about it is there's a good dude behind that, right? Like, it isn't always the case that people are that way, but you are very approachable. You're very good at what you do, but you also, I think, understand the constructs of humility. and you're an absolute pleasure to deal with, a pleasure to talk to. I'm not I'm not an art expert, as it were. Ashman falls in that category. Ash, at this point in the conversation here, what are you thinking, man?
I think it's interesting, that so many younger artists, we all learned from Warner Brothers, right? And the cartoons, that sort of thing. That's where I got inspired from, was cartoons. I still draw cartoons. I still have fun with it, and things like Dr. Seuss and Warner Brothers and Disney and stuff like that. I might pick on Disney a little bit, but but just a tad, just a touch. But also,
They had it covered.
they did. They did. They know what they did. But the black and white drawings, pencils, that sort of thing, I stayed with that myself until I hit about my late 20s, because there was something about that I loved. So when I hear other artists like yourself talk about that, it makes me feel better that I didn't jump into, like, oil paintings too early or anything like that. And the drawings tended to have a lot more heart to them. Like, sometimes even my sketches feel like they have more heart to them than the finished pieces, and those are all done in pencil. So I think there's just this genuine love of sketch and pencils that we still keep, no matter how old we get.
Yeah, I agree, man. And for me, it was kind of a double-edged thing for me because I loved pencils, but I also was being, for me at least in my situation, I was also being a little bit complacent because and then, comfortable because um, for me everything that I saw my vision for art was short. It was fun, it was freeing, it was like therapy, coping for me in a sense.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't have a vision of like, man, I want my art to be overseas and in hospitals and in museums and places like it wasn't a thought of mine. So I just kept with the pencil, and that actually changed when I was working. I was working in a high school as a one-on-one with an autistic teen, and they had an art project for the school going on, and they asked me for my help, and it just so happened that the piece that they were making was in color, and I was like, oh man, no color. Oh my God, I've already committed. So I go and I do this piece in color, and no one at the school even knew that I did art because I was an employee. But man, when I did that piece of art, everything changed, man. Everything changed. I mean, everyone in the school, from the janitor to the principal to the kids, everyone was approaching me like, man, ain't no way you work here. Like, you need to be doing that. Whatever you was doing to make this, you need to go back and do that.
Do
So,
some more of
yeah, go,
that.
go do that. Go do that over there somewhere. And
Right on.
and that's when I first started getting commissions right there when I put color on paper. And that was all the motivation I needed. Just like that, pencil out the window.
Yeah.
So that started my art journey as far as using color and venturing into paint and spray paint and stuff like that. So,
Well, that's what I was going to ask you next. We've talked a little about writing and music and that kind of thing. What mediums of art, like, acrylic, oil, pencil, like that style? What is that the right terminology? What medium? I
Hmm.
think is what I'm supposed to ask you of art. Um, do you do?
okay, so for me right now, I'm working with mainly pencil, color pencil, acrylic paint markers. Um, I've only used watercolor once, so I do want to venture into watercolor and oil. I've used past, well, yeah, oils. I need to venture into that. Um, but outside of the visual art, I also do. I use spray paint a few times. I'm decent with spray paint. But I'm also confident in knowing that, anything I put my mind to, I can definitely do. So just finding the
Right
time.
on.
I
Right
haven't had the
on.
time to venture into like spray painting or tattooing, but these are things that are like, every once in a while someone posts, man, you need to just go ahead and do tattoos. You need to just, and I'm just like, oh God, if I only had the time. you know.
Right. Right.
Um, but yeah, so that's my visual. I also do, like what you mentioned earlier. I also do murals. So that mural that you had mentioned was a living room and dining room that I did. It was called Genesis, and it had the sun rising on one end of the living room, and the moon, the moon rising on the opposite end, and it was a scene of a scene of creation. So like, the Book of Genesis with all the different animals and like a scene of paradise and
I
stuff.
remember you were working on a snake.
Yeah, I
At
placed
one
a snake
point.
right over the door, right over the front door. When
Yeah.
you come in, there's like
Yeah.
a tree and a snake hanging over the tree and hanging over the door. So that's a pretty cool project. I really like that, and that was actually done with acrylics, pastels. That was actually some oil pastels for that too. So I have used oil, but not in a not just on a piece. I've kind of mixed medium, and, use oils in that way. So, but yeah, that's my visual. But I also have other expressions, like I said earlier, about rapping, poetry, writing. Currently writing three. I'm working on three projects, three writing projects right now. Um, I compose, I make music, I play, make beats. Just anything, I skateboard. To me, that's art. Art, that's a
That's definitely art.
whole other
Art
genre.
and scar inducing.
Oh yeah, the stars are art too. Stars
Yes.
are art too. And
Yes.
sometimes they're
Yes.
motivation. Sometimes they're motivation for tattoo placement.
I heard that. Heard
You need to figure
that.
out a random place for a tattoo. Go skateboard for a day, and you'll
Break
find
something.
a spot.
Yeah, you'll find a spot. That's awesome.
Oh, look, or it'll find you. Shoot.
Well, you also play drums. You play piano.
Yeah.
You do all kinds of stuff, man. You're just you're another one of those people in the art community that are interested in a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And you're willing to try and explore and figure it out. And if you're doing music, you got to be willing to fail on
Oh
occasion
yeah.
Oh
because
yeah. Music is a
every
failure.
tune people come out with doesn't sound good. I can tell you that. I've been to a couple of recording sessions, and it don't always sound great.
Look, the music I make, right? So when I make music, the first person I'm thinking of is me, because I think before when I was much younger, and I said like I was a little shy and I was I was like pulled back a bit, reserved. I was thinking of like making music that other people would like to hear, because I'm thinking of it like a cake. You bake a cake, you want someone to eat the cake or else it'll spoil. But music isn't like that. Music is in its own lane where you can make music and it doesn't have to ever spoil. It doesn't have an expiration. It doesn't have a
Right.
you know. So I like that about music. And also music to me is something you can always pull from. Something else that sparks emotion. And that's kind of my niche of feeling. Consuming art that can be felt and creating art that can be felt. So music is one of those channels that I'm able to feel through. And whether I'm consuming or I'm making. And then secondly, what kind of got me over that hump was saying, hey, well, I'm gonna make the music so that I can listen to. I'm like, I know how to make music. I don't want to just be consuming everything that comes my way. I want to be able to make things that I want to hear because I want to hear it. And if I have the ability to do it now while I'm at this stage in life, I need to take advantage of it, because there's a time coming where I'm not going to be as mobile. I may not be as things change with the body as we age. And I don't want to be that guy that's living in regret. Like, man, I wish I always had a piano, but I never wanted to use it. I had all this equipment and I just looked at it. It was a nice ornament. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. And I also don't want to be that old guy that comes to the family function and the kids are like, saying things that they're doing. I'm like, yeah, I used to do that, and they're just looking at me like, you say you used to do everything, but you don't have anything to show for it. So music is one of those things where you can create something and put a timestamp, and then it's timeless. And nowadays with technology, we can save it in a cloud somewhere, and it'll be there until eternity or whatever.
Until power quits working.
Right. So
Till the sun goes out.
Yeah.
Well, what are I know hearts are instrumental in your physical art, but it is much deeper than that. Tell us some of the things you draw on, some of the inspirations, some of the things that, and it don't even necessarily have to be specific. I'm talking more about you tend to draw from broad areas sometimes, like concepts. So where do you draw your inspiration from?
So my inspiration, I'm going to tie that answer into a question and answer. So one of the projects I'm working on is called Heartless X Everything, right? And this project is basically my challenge to myself to see. I had a thought that says that's like I can create a heart for anything out there because hearts are in people. Every person has a heart, and every person has something that tugs on their heart. And whatever that thing is that tugs on their heart, I can find a way to create an image from that thought and combine it with a heart and create it into a piece. So that was my thought process, and I'm like, you know what? Can I really, because some people have niches and they're like, well, you can't go that far with this niche. You can't, this may be a car niche. You can't put apples and oranges and cars together. It's just not, they don't go together. So I wanted to do something with my brand that's like, I want the heart to be expansive. I want it to be something that you could give me 5 words and I'll do something with it. If you're a tennis player, I could figure out a way to draw you a heart that's just for you, or just for your brand or just for whatever, because that's something that's tugging on your heart, and I can illustrate that feeling, in an image.
I dig it.
So I'm going back to your question with the with the things that inspire me. I find I challenge myself to pull from what's happening around me. It could be daily events. I mean, I'm saying daily current events. It could be nostalgia. A lot of my recent work has been coming from nostalgia and a lot of the cartoons that I grew up on. It could be a song. It could be a poem I hear. It could be in a live where, I'm listening. I'm listening to someone sing a song or recite a poem, and I'm like, that one line in that poem really just jumped out at me, and I'm gonna draw what came to mind when that line came to me. It could be me sitting at a restaurant eating a meal, and the taste just hit my tongue a certain way, and I'm like, I wanna draw about that feeling I had in that moment. I mean, it's literally so vast. It could be anything, but it comes from that challenge earlier on in my process of like, does Heartless have to be in a box? Do I need to be in a lane, or can I create a lane that invites everything to come to me, or that attracts things that are maybe not in, or maybe not associated with me, or maybe new to my experience? How can I pull that into my experience? And that is Heartless X Everything. So it's also an invitation to collab. So, if you are interested in a collab, I am being mindful with how I collaborate because I'm selective, but I'm open to collabs. So that's another way to invite people into my world and for us to co-create. You know, that's that.
Right on. That's a great answer. A thorough answer. I like it. Ash, you have any thoughts on? I thought that was actually. I love this concept of, um, things that affect the heart and how to illustrate that or how to articulate that in a visual image. I love that, Ash. What do you think, man?
I think it's wonderful. The thing about bringing art from everything. I listen to music to get me inspired to and it could be rock, it could be classical, it could be whatever is hitting my mood, and that'll shape what I'm working on. And like you said, you find inspiration from everything, right? It could be like you said. I like what you said about a taste you have, and it gives you an experience. That's true, right? Everything affects you through the day, and it comes out in your work. And how can't it? As an artist, that's what we do. We express how we feel, and music is such a big thing in that. I used to be in a band. I used to play, and it still inspires me to this day. And yeah, I don't know. It's a big part of me, and I think music's a big part of a lot of artists. I know Mondo down in the chat. He's one of those guys that listen to a lot of music and it inspires him. Mondo's an amazing artist and a Jeff Goldblum lookalike. So he's an amazing
Another
dude.
one of those, the incredible guys. We got Flutterby in here, who we were talking about earlier too. Flutterby,
Yep.
we were talking about you earlier. Lenny, another one. Yeah, man, there are some amazing folks in here. Hartley, you got Mondo, you got Lenny, one of my favorites. There's a piece of Lenny's art right behind me here. You got Laura's in here. I don't know if you've ever seen Laura Jane's art, but it
The
is
detail
incredible.
in it is amazing.
It's all related to like trees and root systems and that kind of thing. You got Betty Jean in here. You got Jerry D was in here. He's an amazing sculptor. He's been a guest on the show. Eve's Artistry. She's one of the artists doing lines of guitar. She's incredible. You got Simba in here. Yeah, man. And you've had Chipster, Haley Beth. So yeah, man, you had some amazing artists come through and check you out. You probably already know most of those folks, but there might be a couple in there. Delirium was in here a little earlier as well, and I'm sure some others that I'm missing.
I got to say though, I love his shirt.
Hey, there's Delirium.
Grr.
Thank you, man.
I love that shirt. That's amazing.
That's my mood right now on the low. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Great shirt.
Well, please tell us again how people can what the best way is to get in touch with you, what platforms you are on. I know you said that earlier, but we got some folks in here that weren't in here earlier. So
Yeah, welcome in, y'all. Thank y'all for joining. Big shout out to the Ginn Project. Y'all make sure y'all follow. Make sure you follow the host. Make sure you follow the co-host Ashman, and you can follow me too now. If
yes,
you're trying to find me, you following me, but you can't find me, then you're messed up. I'm Heartless by Winz everywhere. Okay, Heartless by Winz. If you tap my name, the name that comes up, Heartless by Winz, everywhere. If you Google that name, I'll pop up. I'm the first thing that pops up. I'm the only one. I guess there's a lot of Heartless guys, but nobody by Winz, So, but anyway, yeah, Heartless by Winz on all platforms. That's IG, FB, TT. We're here already, because I know this will be aired later. So TT, y'all make sure y'all getting in contact with me there. But I also have a WhatsApp business line for business inquiries only. I had to slow it. I know that I'm gonna watch this later, and y'all are still gonna not business only, but business only though. 470 778 7617. So
Business, or if you would like a date with Heartless, that would probably be a good number to call as well. I'm just kidding, man.
look,
Sort of.
Business before pleasure. Let's handle the ducks. let's get that going. But no, that's my contact. So on WhatsApp, so you can use that to call or text. And I use that on my tablet, so it's here.
Well, if you don't mind, Heartless, if you do have some of your art available, I'm sure folks would love to see it.
Oh, yeah.
if you have some available, and maybe while you're going through showing us some of your art, you could kind of tell us where you feel like, where you see yourself in 5-10 years, like the short, middle, and long term plan. And I think maybe while you're talking to us about that, and you're showing us your artwork, that might make some connections in some folks' brains as to where you're headed with this thing.
Okay, yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna start with the hearts, because the hearts is where we are at.
Haley Beth would like to know what your favorite color is, Heartless.
Oh, I'm wearing it. It's the purple.
Purple, Haley. He's a purple too. Purple it is.
Almost, I thought to wear my purple sneakers, but I'm like, I'm on live. I'm not in live. Like I'm not. That's why I'm like, I don't got.
Hey man, hey, listen, hey, I saw your purple sneakers on earlier. They look great, man. You look fantastic. Camera 2, don't show the feet.
Yeah, look, I put on some kick around shoes, because I'm like, I might have to kick around, but y'all not seeing these toes, man.
I don't know if you're familiar with.
We gotta go on 3 dates first.
You gotta go on 3 dates before you can see those toes.
I got standards. You gotta talk about.
Are you familiar with an artist called I Eat Casserole from the Back, by chance? Check him out.
Isn't that a great
Incredible guy. He makes music. I Eat Casserole from the Back. It might be one of the best handles on all of TikTok. But he's in the chat, man. If you're not familiar with him, pick him up. And I Eat Casserole. If you're not familiar with Heartless, man, Heartless also makes music. Y'all should know each other.
Hey.
Back casserole. Free morbidity.
Casserole.
Back casserole.
All right, look, I'm gonna put some of these things on display so you can see them. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna go through some of my art, and while I do that, I'm going to share with you some of my goals. So yeah, here we go. Let's flip that camera. There we go. Oh no, that was the wrong flip.
There we go.
All right, so another heart. We're gonna start off with a heart. Of course, why not, right?
That's a 2-piece.
Yeah, this is a 2-piece set, Home Sweet Home. These are done on, this particular one is done on a canvas panel. I started to use canvas panels because they're very thin and easier to ship, and also easier to make prints as far as like getting scans of the images. But yeah, these are some of my real heart collection. And what I did was I used the same, I drew a heart image that I liked. I created a stencil, and I went ahead and created many different hearts out of that. So that same stencil is being used around. Also, one of my biggest motivations here when it comes to visual art is Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Z. I still watch it.
Right on. Ooh, that was cool.
So let me actually give you some names. Target practice, because you see it is saying what it means.
Yeah.
This is called On Point. This is called Vision. This is DBZ Heart. Make sure. Oh, Majin Vegeta Heart. Yeah. Shine on My Heart.
Ooh. I like the colors.
This one is Feeling Things Out. Yeah, Savage.
That makes me think, oh yeah.
right.
Randy Savage.
The way it's written makes it reminds me of yes, dude, yes.
Right. But you know, I did this too because, you know, some people I'm all for the challenge. And some people say like you can't do the same thing over and over and over, like, you know, and I'm like, well, why not?
Hey, Laura would like to know if someone was interested in one of these pieces of art, would they just need to DM you through TikTok?
Yeah, you could DM me, or you can use that other my business line, my business.
And that number, while he is showing us this amazing art, and I'll be quiet right after I say the number, is 470-778-7617, and that is a business line, ladies. I'm terrible, Heartless. I'm just terrible, man.
So
oh man, look at that.
Those are great.
Let me show you some of these here. Let me grab this stack. Now this is a Monopoly heart, kind of in the way.
Ah, that's cool.
I like that a lot. Yeah,
that's dope,
awesome.
Man. That's like a pop culture heart. I love it.
Yeah, and I actually even got the names of the streets. I made up my own toxic or heartfelt relationship kind of name. So like the breakup, Kind Corner, Engage Street, Toxic Ave, like things like that. I just felt
that's cool, man.
You know, because that was another that's part of my Heartless. That's part of my Real Heart collection, collabed with my Heartless X Everything. So I'm the way I'm doing my series is cool because I'm able to collab different series together with each other. You know, that's that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
This one right here is called. This is one of my favorites. This is called "Love Yourself More Than the Selfie."
Oh wow!
These are for people that like myself that come online and they stream and they kind of live in this right ring camera. I actually had this same ring camera was what I was using, and I had 3 phones on it. So I was really in the net. I was caught in the internet, caught in the web, and I needed to unplug and live a little. So this is encouragement to go out there and live a little. And
yes.
Go love on yourself.
Delirium Dreamer is getting married next month, so you are safe there at least. No plans for stalking you. That's awesome. I'm so glad people have a sense of humor. That's amazing.
Hey, look, I'm taking applicants. So make sure if they come in that they send your referral code. They come with a referral code from you.
Hey, that last one under the black and red one and white one right there.
Yeah,
that's cool, man.
And this is called Toxic Fetch. So this is actually part of another series, and the series that this is what blooper. That's gonna be a blooper right there. The series this is from my Love Is Dead series, and what I did was I took skulls and hearts and made images out of those 2 things. So this is one Toxic Fetch. And this is also part of that series. This just doesn't have a heart or a skull. This is called Clowned. This is also part of that series, and this one is called Colored.
Oh,
that one's great.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
So you see how I'm kind of like, I'm actually pulling from different things. I don't know if you noticed that, but when I get like that, when I get that prompt of like love is dead, and I put the heart and the skull, I just stay there, and I'm like, okay, now let me dive deeper right here. Let me just stay here, and I made 5 different skull images, you know, and then I took the colors from here, the main colors, and I deleted the skull, and now I only have a heart. And then I say, you know, let me go add the skull back, and then I get this. So it's almost like, I almost feel like an AI, almost feel like a prompt, a prompt simulator or something. You could just throw those things at me, and I come out with something different, you know.
Heartless, the prompt simulator.
The prompt monster.
Another fantastic artist has joined us in the chat. Kira Wilson. That's a piece of her art right there, and right there, actually.
So
Oh, the puzzle piece one is dope, man. That's cool,
I
too.
thought that was cool, too.
I like that, man.
This is for the Children's Hospital in Miami, Florida.
Right on. It looks like the puzzle pieces for autism, too.
It does also do that. So it's kind of like a double piece. It wasn't intended, but when I went to that hospital, some of the imagery on the walls had a lot of this going on.
Yeah.
I took the imagery, the colors, and then also a cousin of mine has autism as well, cerebral palsy. So just that concept is what inspired this piece.
One of our co-hosts does. You decide which one. That's cool, man. I love it. Manatee.
This is
no, dolphin.
Yeah. Dolphin in a heart.
What? A dolphin in a heart. Yes.
Just going through it. And this is called Sketched. I think I named it.
Oh, that's cool.
My name is Sketch. I didn't name it. I'm naming it Sketch right now. It's called Sketch.
There you go.
I like that. That's dope, man.
That's awesome,
Is that? It's got like a heart, like the EKG thing in there mixed in, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So most of my hearts have something either going on in it or going through it, and yes, it does have that.
That's cool.
So this is part of another series where I took this shape of a heart, because if you see, these are different.
Right.
So out of this shape heart, these are some of the concepts that came out of that. This is called Pills and Potions, same EKG kind of vibe going through the middle of the heart. And this is for people in recovery. Just going through recovery of
That's heavy, man.
different things. But the name of this piece is Pills and Potions. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, that's cool too. That cityscape.
City, skateboards, and also time over money.
Love it, Heartless.
I'll go back to the
skateboard
one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you could make sure to show us some of your skateboards as well before we send you to the gate.
Got you. So most of y'all know I like skateboards, so this is actually like this is my second piece called I Love Skateboard #2, because I do have a #1 anyway. But yeah, I do love skateboards. These are some of the skateboards that I'm currently. These are some that are finished.
Oh, that's great, man. I love that one.
This is
cool.
Joker. Trying to get it to where I don't have that much glare. Here we go. That's a little better. So yeah, this is the Joker piece. And this was actually inspired by a Tony Lima challenge. He does a brush to brush event where he does a 20 minute art challenge where you have to create art in 20 minutes. And this started off in that art challenge. It did not get this far. It looked like I was about to make some stick figures when I got finished with the 20 minutes. He was well into his picture, right? But I
Take
was
care, delirium.
yeah, take
Thank you
care.
for stopping in.
But yeah, I wasn't nowhere as far as I am now with the picture. But I was able to take that concept and that prompt and continue to work on it for a month. And this is what I came up with. It also glows in the dark.
Yo,
That's cool.
that's dope, man.
Thank you. This is pretty trippy right here. This one glows in the dark too. I don't have a light right now to do it, but if you go through my post, you'll see. And yeah, and it's also pretty 3D. If you when it gets that glow, you'll see. But yeah, I have some posts on my page. Check it out. I may pin it to my top of my page. This one. So these are full-size functional skateboards. These two that I showed, and also I will also show this skateboard. This one.
Oh wow, Venom and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yep, Spider-Verse, Venom, skateboard. And every part of this skateboard has both Spider-Man and Venom, other than the top. I gotta add Venom up here somewhere, somehow. But as you can see throughout the picture, I have Venom and Spider-Man in every part. And I got this concept from my Dragon Ball Z series where I took images and I broke it into like a comic strip kind of format style. So I use that same style on this to create it.
Very
And,
cool.
yeah, that's how Venom looks. And this is acrylic paint, colored pencils, marker, and a lot of detail. Rich.
What do you go over the paint with? I'm just curious.
When the image is done, I spray it with gloss finisher.
Right on.
So it depends. Depends on what I'm using, because when I use there's glosses that I can brush on, but depending on what I use to create with initially, some of those bleed. So I have to be careful of what I use, because I tend to use mixed medias to where I'm using all different kind of things to create at the same time. So I just got to be mindful of that. These are some unfinished ones here, and also just to kind of show you where I'm at with my project. So these are some right here. This is going to be a Dragon Ball Z one. So Broly.
Simpsons. The Simpsons. That's awesome. The
donuts. But yeah, I'm trying everything. So these are not this series is not set up to where it's like any one genre. As you can see, it's going from like anime to a nostalgia cartoon, then abstract. Yeah, these are just drops and drops of paint. Also glows in the dark. This one, it is textured, so you can see that's all risen off of the board.
Yeah.
Also have a
Pink Panther.
in the work.
Doodle. That's awesome, man.
These are mini skateboards. Thank you so much. These are mini, so these are not functional. These are ones that I'm showing you right now are not functional. But I am going to be working. So that's the next project I want to speak on real quick. I am doing a 2026 skateboard project, and as you can see, Powerpuff Girls. What that's going to look like is this summer I'm going to have 24 skateboards done. So I'm working on these. A lot of these are like either halfway through, a quarter way through, maybe 75%. I don't know. But many skateboards. They're all here prepped already, and all I have to do is add the images. Power Rangers over there for those who know about. Oh, I gotta whip. Gotta see that body about Power Rangers right now. Oh, wait a second. There we go. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Nice.
You know.
Well, give him your information one more time, man, so the people will know how to get in touch with you. I'm so grateful to you for coming on the show, Heartless. It's really good to see you, man. Welcome to the Ginn Project family. You're stuck with us now that you've been a guest on the show. Now, once a week you get a call from me, just giving you the business. No, I'm kidding. Very much appreciate you coming on, man. It was an absolute pleasure. It was better than advertised. Would you please share with us your information again so everybody will know how to get in touch with you?
Yes, for sure. Heartless, that's the heart with the greater less than sign on the outside. Thank you for that, Darcel. Also, Heartlessbywinz, that's heart by Winz, spelled out Winz with a Z, for those of you who are just listening. If you go to my page, you type Heartlessbywinz on any platform, you should be able to very easily find me, or search my hashtag if you, any platform, if you go to Google and you type in my hashtag. I have over 1,000 posts on TikTok and thousands of posts elsewhere. So just use that hashtag. If you're trying to get in contact with me directly, thank you, Kim. If you're trying to get in contact with me directly, my WhatsApp business contact is 470-778-7617. Once again, that is 470-778-7617. And that's how you can get up to me on my WhatsApp. Video and all of that. All right.
You might notice, Heartless, you got purple hearts in the chat. One of the things we do when we send the guest off is we drop some love for them in the chat. So I appreciate everybody doing that. If y'all would drop some purple hearts in there. If we could get some screenshots, because we know the TikTok doesn't save the chat. And I'll send Heartless a couple pictures of you folks giving him some love. Hey, Chell, thank you. Hey, appreciate you, Diane. Thank you, Flutterby. Thank you, Lenny. Appreciate everybody doing that. Thank you, Kira. Thank you, Darcel. Look at that, man. That's amazing. Mondo, thank you, everybody. Ashman, do you have anything else for Heartless before we send him to the gate?
Dude, your work is amazing. I could see you going a long way in the art industry. So keep going, man. Keep going. Just keep going. That's amazing stuff, dude.
Thank you, man.
Yes. Thank you so much, Heartless. We appreciate you, man. Thank you for being a guest on the show. Look forward to what you do in the future. You got my number, man. That's the only one I've ever had. You know how to get in touch with me.
You had it since it was invented. That was perfect.
I've only ever had one cell phone number. That's it. Heartless, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. We're about to do a segment with Ashman here called Ashman's Basics. He's going to teach us a little bit. I don't know that Heartless is going to learn anything on this particular episode, but he might. You never know. Heartless, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you, man. Absolutely amazing, man. Keep up the great work, man. Keep up the great work. I'll send you a couple pictures after this with your hearts in the chat, just in case you want them.
All right, thank you, man. Y'all have a good one. Appreciate you for having me, and all of the people here in the chat. I know I wasn't able to respond right away because I was, interviewing. But DM me or use that number, and I want to say I appreciate everybody that's here in the chat and everybody that's going to see this video in the future, man. Heartlessbywinz. Make sure y'all stay in contact with the Ginn. Follow him on all platforms. And Ashman, thank you for having me here as well. Right? Yeah, have a great night, and I'll be down in the comments. I'll be down in the comments.
Heard that. Y'all chat him up in the comments while you got him here. Thank you so much, Heartless. Appreciate you, man. Absolutely incredible artist. Fantastic dude. We're going to switch this over. We're going to put Ashman in the big box. We may run over a minute or two on our time today. That's all right. That was totally worth it, man. I love the skateboards, dude. And he has such an eclectic eye. He likes so many different things, man. I really dig that about him. I really do.
I love the skateboards and the use of color. the bright colors and everything. It was really
For
cool.
a guy that didn't
Love it.
use color, that's pretty good.
I know, right?
Pretty good. Thank you, Eve. Thank you for those photos, Eve. Appreciate it.
All righty. Welcome in, everybody. This is my little bit of the Ginn project. We're Ashman's Basics. And every week, I will be talking about the basics of art. This week, we have where to begin. I thought that was fitting for the first episode. So, one of the things I'd like to say is Matisse had a quote, "Creativity takes courage." And I wholeheartedly agree with that. If you don't, I don't know what's wrong with you. So where do we begin with artwork? Well, first and foremost, let's go to the shoulds. You often approach art with baggage, right? And it's like, I should be talented to do artwork, or I should know how to draw realistically, or should I have expensive art supplies? Well, the thing is about baggage when you're going into art is get rid of it. It doesn't matter in art. Art is freedom. As long as you get rid of that, you will have the freedom you need. And the should I be talented thing, we all have to work on that. I still work on that. I don't feel like I'm talented yet, and I've been at this for a very long time. I don't want to give away my age, but I was scared of the Model T when it came around. But, the thing is, don't worry about it. Just work. Just work. And should I know how to draw realistically? It depends. Is that what you want to do? Is that your goal? Is that your end goal, is to draw realistically? If it is, find books on what you're interested in. If it's portraiture, get an anatomy book, get a portrait work book. If it's landscapes, get landscape books. Just get really interested in what you're doing and work hard. Ginn didn't make a guitar because he didn't study. He figured out how to do it. And you can do that too, as long as you put your mind to it and you're interested in it, and make sure you have fun while doing it. That's one thing they don't really talk about much. Make sure you're having fun when you're creating art. When it becomes a real hassle and you're upset and everything, put it down for a minute. Don't worry about it. It's just art. Don't take it so seriously. And that's the thing. Not grand and serious. Just work. Grab what you have, a pencil and an envelope. Anything handy will do. You don't have to get these massive art supplies that are so expensive that you can't afford. Just stay within your means. A regular piece of paper. I'm going to age myself again. I started out with typing paper, which is now copy paper, and a number 2 pencil and an eraser. So that's all I needed to start art. And I used that for decades to learn on how to do things. And make sure you stay playful with your artwork. Like I said, don't take it so seriously that you're upsetting yourself. The goal is process, not product. You're learning the language of mark making. So you're learning the language of art every time you sit down to work. So just work. I keep saying that. That's the thing. That's how you get better. That's how you get better. Sitting down and working and trying. And I always say this, and I know I've said this before on the Ginn Project, give yourself 5 minutes every day and see where you go. If you're not into it that day, you're not into it. It's okay. I know some people say push through it, but I'm going to tell you, give yourself grace, allow yourself time to work. If you're not into it, you're not into it. That's okay. Art's supposed to be fun and it's supposed to be expressive. It's not supposed to be anger and rage inducing, unless that's what you're going for, I guess. If that's what you're going for, that's good too. So also embrace the imperfection. It's your teacher, right? If you fail, it's teaching you where you need to go. I have a closet that everybody knows about on here that is infinite. I keep shoving my failures in there and I don't look back. I just kind of go, okay, well, I learned not to do that. I'll tell you something. The first time I started oil painting, I poured turpenoid into a foam cup. You don't do that. It just melts it. So I learned that day how to clean up turpenoid off of a floor. So that's the one thing I learned from that. So, and that was okay. You know, I didn't have anybody teaching me how to paint. So I was self-taught, and that's good too. You could go through schooling, you can go through whatever you want, or you can learn on your own. Just make sure you seek guidance, either from looking at old masters paintings or looking at TikTok drawings and paintings. I mean, there's so many talented people on here. It's not funny. There's talented people down here that inspire me every day. And that's great. And the other thing is, when you're studying artwork, it's okay to trace it. Tracing will teach you where things go, how things go. It's fine. The old masters did tracing. It's perfectly fine. They had chiaroscuras, which helped them. They had all kinds of means by copying. So it's not new, you know, learn that way. And the thing is, if you trace, you still have to learn how to draw, because if you don't know how to draw and you're just tracing, it will look like tracing. So you have to learn the rules of drawing before you can break them. And that's like anything, writing, poetry, movie making, anything like that, music. You have to learn the rules before you can break them. And seek inspiration, not comparison. How many times on TikTok or anywhere do we hear, oh man, that guy's better than me? Oh man, I can't paint like that. A lot of I can'ts, you know, and the thing is, you have to go past that. You have to go past that and go, how did they do that? That's what you have to look at. How did they do that? What are they doing to make it look that good? That's what your mission is to learn from others. And exactly, I see Lynn's saying, be you. And that's what I'm talking about. You learn from them, and then you create your own. And that's a big lesson right there. That goes back to what I just said. You have to know the rules before you can break them. I hear a lot of people go, well, that's my style. And that's one way of saying, I don't want to learn how to do this. It's like, and I'm being honest, and some people might not like that, me saying that, but learn the basics, learn how to draw, learn your mediums, learn all this stuff, and then you can go forward. Once you learn the basics, you can move forward. And that's all I want you guys to do. I want you guys to move forward. I want you to create. And that's the mission, is creation. So if you're just starting out as an artist, get a piece of paper and some pencils. You don't have to buy the most expensive set. And if you want a watercolor, buy a 12-piece watercoloring set. It's fine. It doesn't have to be the most expensive thing in the store, because that's for later. And once you get good at it, that's when you buy the nicer stuff if you want. I always stick to the mid-range because I'm basic. So, and as far as paper goes, I see people spending so much money on paper. And, you know, I have reams of paper over here. I mean, you guys don't see it over here, but I have reams. And the thing is, I go through them, and I go through them a lot because I'm learning. I'm still learning. I'll never stop. And the thing is, I get the store brand quite a bit because it's the same paper. It's the same paper. They're just buying it from the same company and putting a brand name on it. So don't worry about what name is on it, as long as it's the kind of paper you want. The tooth and the thickness, that sort of thing. Just go ahead and create. That's all I could say. Just go ahead and create. Just like Ginn has Ashman ripoffs. He's learning how to draw. And that's fine. That's what you need to do. You need to study. You need to work hard. And Ginn will get better. Trust me. He'll get better. That's a great sneaky cat, by the way. I love it. That's awesome, man. There we go. Perfect. Perfect, dude.
I am
great.
now a professional Ashman forger.
You are. You are.
Look for more coming from that. Ashman, dude, that segment is so good. I'm so glad you're doing that. I got 2 takeaways I'd like to share with you about what you just said.
Oh, yeah.
Creativity takes courage. Who was it that said that? It started with
Henry
M.
Matisse.
Matisse. Okay. Thank you for that information. And the other thing, I'm wording it a little differently than you did, but you can't talk about things differently. You can't talk about doing things differently if you don't know how they were done.
Yep.
I've had people do that, right? I've had people say, "Oh, I'm doing things differently," and then you go, "But do you know how they were done originally?"
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're not doing things differently. You just don't know how they're actually supposed to be done.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like kind of inherently in breaking a rule, you need to know it exists for
Yes.
you to mentally break that rule.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It makes sense to me that one would follow the other, but I am always floored by the people that I run into that.
And you know as well as I do, if your foundation isn't good, what is the rest going to be like? It's not going to work. So if your foundation, if your sketch, if your underpainting, whatever it is, isn't done properly, it's not going to look great when you keep going on it. And you know, you got to know the basics. You got to know composition. You got to know lighting. You got to know shading. You have to know a lot of things before you can get up and run. That's all there is to it.
And the truth is, in my opinion, you can see it oftentimes when people don't.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
As you said, it comes across as if they're tracing, or it comes across as if they don't really understand it's kind of like it's the artist version of someone that uses a word, like when they try to use a big word but they use it in the wrong context of a sentence.
Yes.
I think of Mike Tyson, right? He always gets
yeah.
ragged about that, about like using
yeah.
words in the wrong situation. That's what it reminds me of. You know what I mean? They understand enough to be dangerous, but they don't actually understand the concept. If that makes sense.
Yes. And that's the thing. Your eye will catch that something's wrong, you know, but you can't figure it out. But your brain knows. Your brain actually does notice, and it understands. It's not quite sure what it is, but your brain's like, that doesn't look right. That dog looks like a horse, or that horse looks like a dog. There's something off, and you can't figure it out, but it's there.
And you and I have had fun with that over the course of time sometimes, because I would say, hey, Ash, I don't understand how to describe this, but what I'm seeing is X, Y, or Z. And you're like, oh, yeah, well, that's actually, the principle of threes, or, what you'll be able to tell me what the actual thing is.
Yeah.
But oftentimes I'm like, something don't seem right there. Isn't that supposed to have a nose? Yeah, Ginn. Yeah. Good job, Ginn. Way to go. You noticed the obvious, Ginn. Way to go.
Exactly.
So, Ash, man, we talked a little bit at the beginning of this show about Kim Floaterby, who is in the chat right now with us. And we also talked a little bit about freak morbidity, and we talked a little bit about Spurs. And I would just like to revisit just really quickly. We appreciate all of you. We appreciate y'all helping us out. All the people in the background, those of you that come and stay for the whole show, those of you that pop in for however long you're able to, we appreciate you. The goal of this is to support each other, to bring artists like Heartless on and give them an opportunity for folks to get to know them a little better. Obviously, the only thing isn't to sell his art, right? The other thing is to make him known among other artists, so that ideas can be shared and thoughts can be exchanged and everybody can get better. So that goes with everyone on here. Can I also point out that Dead's in here, and Dead's a favorite of mine, man. I always get giddy when Dead comes by. I like that. I was actually wearing her shirt the last time I was on this platform doing stuff. Yeah. So there's another artist out there that if you go and you click on her name and you go to her profile, you can find it in mine too, I believe. But if you go click on her profile, she has art available, and I have some of it here. It's amazing. So Ash, we don't have play out music anymore. We're gonna remedy that. We're gonna remedy that at some point. And I definitely do not have a disco ball, but the Lord knows that I wish that I did now. I've never known that I needed something so badly, but
there you go.
But at any rate, I still want to show a few pieces of art on the way out. I don't know if you have the capability of playing some classical music or something. I don't know. I don't know if you got something, but I would like to, for a minute or two, play a little music. I'm gonna show some of the artwork of some of the folks behind that are so supportive of yeah, right, Freak? Absolutely. So supportive of this community. There we go. Y'all, Ash, man, where can they catch you, man?
Turn on your notifications for me. I will be on tomorrow as well with Eve's Artistry doing my weekly podcast, Ashman's Basic Podcast. That's at 4 o'clock Arizona time, 6 o'clock Eastern time. And like I said, turn on your notifications. You'll catch me. Catch me if you can.
Love you back, Heartless. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Couldn't do it without you, every one of you.